Oh, okay. My audio was off. Interesting. So I am alive. Yay. And I wanted to just start by saying that this is one of those things that has been building up for a long time. People have been asking me more and more, how do I put my marketing calendar together? How do I... Oh, okay. My audio was off. Interesting.
Okay,
so,
hold on, Michelle. Let me just mute.
Yay.
And let's okay, hold on a second, guys. Let me just do that. All right, I think that works. So more and more people, I shared just a little while ago about how I put my marketing calendar together, and I have been teaching this for a while now. It's been a little bit over a year where I have been helping women implement their marketing calendar in different ways and pretty much put together launches, right? So I actually had an amazing internship program last summer where I taught women how to launch by interning with me. And over the past year, I have more and more moved my business from more of the wellness and lifestyle to the business side of things, because I have seen more and more that when you have the business structures in place, when you actually have that support, that masculine structure, you can actually have more of that lifestyle that you want. You can have more of the time freedom, and you can have more of everything else that you're actually desiring. It's actually pretty much the sky's the limit there. So I wanted to really show up in this way for you and share with you some of the things that have been working for me, so that you can then see if they're going to work for you. Take it as I'm showing it to you, implement it the way that I'm sharing it with you. And if it doesn't work for your business, there's more than enough space within this for you to actually shift enough that it will work for you. Okay, I have more than enough confidence in that this is a great opportunity for you, and you will actually be able to receive everything that you need so that you can actually start finding more ease with your marketing calendar. Okay, so that said, I want to start this off with a couple of questions. So I want you to check in with yourself, and then think about how many of you, do you feel like your marketing calendar is taking all of your time in terms of how much you're thinking about it, how much time it's actually taking you to write things, the fact that people are not connecting with it, and then you're changing things to just make sure that it's actually working. And how many of you would like to know how you can cut the time that it takes you to write all of that content, and actually even bring it down to scheduling up to 3-4 months of content. I don't recommend more than 3 or 4 months, because then things shift within a business, even a very established business. They can shift within 3 months or 4 months, but you can actually put all that together in one day. So you can actually have months and months of marketing calendar, of marketing already scheduled, done, automated, completely automated, so that you don't have to actually worry about it anymore. It's completely out of your hands, and then it's actually doing the work for you. So if that's you, then you're definitely in the right place. And I just want to, before I go any further, just introduce myself. I'm Sasu Hope, and I am a success coach, and I support women online business owners, and the ones that typically have been in business for less than 3 years and that are struggling. They're struggling because they want to make their businesses successful, and they don't really know
how to do it. They have a lot of information. They've probably taken a lot of courses, but they still don't know how to put it together in a way that it works every single time. Sometimes they'll feel like something is working and then it just doesn't work anymore, or all of that. And they want to find that constance, that actual consistency that will, it's almost like guarantee results for them, so that they don't have to continue to struggle and feel like, oh my God, is this going to work? Is it not going to work? And that level of stress is going to be completely removed from the equation, right? That's what they're seeking at this point. So thank you. Thank you so much. If you're that woman and you're anywhere near that picture that I just painted, thank you for being here. And I really, truly do appreciate it for two reasons. One, because I am living my purpose and being able to share this information with you. I want to help women create the businesses that they love. I want them to create time freedom for themselves. I want them to think that their lives are possible the way that they actually want them, right? And also for you, because I know that if you take this information and you implement it, you are going to be able to create really amazing things in the world. I have really awesome clients from all over the world, and they are doing some really, really cool things right now. I have a client in Switzerland that is, you know, it's starting up and working with women, mothers that have been depressed and they are not feeling their lives. They're not connected at all with it. They completely let go of their dreams, and she's actually helping them reconnect with who they are as a woman and as a mother, right? Because the more that they connect us to the woman that they are, the more that they can actually succeed and feel more more connected to their children. I have other clients. I have a client locally here, and you're actually going to hear from her in a little bit. She's from New Jersey, and she nearly doubled her income from last year, and her business has completely blown up. She's actually she's just doing such amazing work. Right now, she's actually bringing health to so many people through her yoga practice. And I see what she's doing now as compared to what she was doing some time ago. And I just see her transforming into this completely amazing woman. I mean, she was really awesome before, and now she's even better. And not only that personal transformation, but also in her business, because she's actually seeing her results, not only in how many people that she's serving, but also financially, right? And I have a few things that I want to say. So all of those things are really available. They're available, and I just wanted to thank you for that, because that helps me continue to live my purpose, and I know that it helps to the world to continue to go into the better direction. So I have a few things that I want to say just before we get into the content. First, that I'm not going to go into, sharing more about me. I am very open in the posts, in social media. I'm very open in my website. So if you want to find out more about me, who I am, what I do, and all of that stuff, you can go there and do that. What I really want to do, because I know that we have a limited amount of time, and I really wanted to address a lot of things within this time that we have together. So I am going to let you go and do that on your own if you want to. And I want to choose to use this time to give you as much information as I possibly can, because I feel like that will be much more effective. Now, I have something else that I want to share. The second thing that I wanted to share is that I have 2 gifts that I want to give to you if you choose to take action today. And that means I want to mention the first one now. The second one, I'm going to talk about it after. So, because I don't want to take a lot of time. I want to get into the content already, right? So I want to gift you for taking your time and actually following through in your commitment, I want to gift you my prep work for TFS. Now, for those of you who are curious about what launching looks like, how to implement your marketing calendar, how to actually connect with your ideal client, how to start following a structure step by step, right? Not having to think about, okay, how am I going to put all of this work that I've put together in my, you know, from all the different programs. I've taken B-School, I've taken this, and I've taken that, right? You've taken all of this work and you don't know how to put it together into a launch, right? You don't know how to actually implement it to start getting clients consistently. So I am going to gift you the prep work that I do with my clients before they start launching, which includes a ton of really, really awesome information, and it's just a gift. There's no catch, there's nothing, it's just a gift, plain and simple, for you taking action today. So this prep work is what I give to all my clients before they start putting together their launches. It helps you find time in your schedule. It helps you overcome blocks that may show up. It helps you set up your business schedule. And it actually helps you even set up all of your productivity tools, like put together all the systems that you need in order to actually be a lot more productive than you are right now. I even included an amazing bonus strategy on how to get kick-ass testimonials. And all of that is completely free if you take action today. So I will share with you how to do that. But it's completely free. You don't have to do anything, and you don't even have to, you know, my clients spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do this, but you don't have to do anything. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just take action. And that's going to be in you figuring out if this is the right thing for you or not. Okay? So now onto the content, because that's what we're here for. So today what we're going to cover is how to narrow down your ideas into one coherent thought that addresses your ideal client's specific problems. We're going to learn the types of posts, the different types of posts that are essential to your launch sequence. So there's a particular sequence, and what are the different types of posts that actually work within a sequence. We're going to cover how to write all of your marketing with ease and flow. No more stressing out, okay? No more stressing out about your next post. No more stressing out, hey, did I schedule this? Did I do that? No, everything's going to be all put together, and it's going to be all in ease. And I'm going to show you how I have scheduled up to 3 months of marketing at a time so that you can start enjoying freedom in your business. And this is something that I have been doing for a very, very long time, and it really, really helps me to create a lot more time for myself. I don't have to worry about, you know, when is my next post going to show up. I don't have to worry about what is the what am I going to say next time. All of that is already pre-done, and it's pre-scheduled, and it actually gives you a lot more freedom, a lot more joy, and it allows you more time to actually connect with the people that are online, that are responding to your posts, okay? So I will teach as much as I can in the time that we have. We have about another 44 minutes or so, and I will share with you how you can get even more results. So stay until the end, because I want to share something really special with you at the end if you want to take advantage of it, okay? So onto the marketing calendar. With the marketing calendar, the main thing that I want to share with you is that you should think about it in terms of simplicity, okay? It's the best thing that you can do, and if it's becoming too difficult and it's consuming all of your time, stressing you out, and all of that stuff, then you know that you're making it way too hard, okay? Go back and think, okay, how am I making this too hard? You can go back to these concepts that I'm going to teach here today, and then just see how you may be able to simplify. And it really is really simple, and it really is really easy.
So all you need to do is just connect with it, connect with your ideal client, and start going at it from that space. Okay, so let's start with our fourth piece of information here. So how to narrow down your ideas into one coherent thought that addresses your ideal client's specific problems. So what is this? The first thing with this particular piece is that what you want to do is have a really well-defined ideal client. This is not something I'm going to cover today, but if you've taken any type of marketing course up until this point, you should know who your ideal client is, okay? If you don't, then that will be your first step. That will be the first thing that you need to do because to write any marketing at all, that's the first thing that you're going to have to do, right? Understand who you're serving and what is the specific problem that they have, okay? If you're not speaking to one particular person, then you know that that is the first place where the process is breaking down, okay? So most people, when I read sometimes some marketing online, and I'm just like a lot of the times, like I'm trying to figure out, okay, who is this person even talking to? Like, I don't understand. And it's really difficult to connect with content that is very broad, okay? If it's very broad and the ideal client is not specific enough and the problem is not specific enough, you will not be able to connect with it. And then it's not hitting any pain points. It's not really helping anybody do absolutely anything. So you're wasting your time in writing the content, and the people that are reading it are just not taking any kind of action at all. So it's really, you're wasting a lot of time in that process. So the best thing that you can do is actually define those two things for yourself. So if you have been in business even for a little while, I'm guessing that you have, right? So what are the things that people are reacting to? Like, this is what I like doing. I like going back into my marketing. So at the very beginning, when I started doing my marketing calendar, I was, all over the place the way that I'm explaining. If you're in that situation, believe me, I've been there, right? So I was all over the place, and I wasn't really talking to a specific problem and to a specific ideal client, right? And that is the reason that nobody was really connecting with the content, right? So there may have been some friends and acquaintances and stuff that would comment on it, like it, or whatever. If you're getting a lot of those people that are just your friends that are connecting with it, but then you're not getting a real prospects, right, that are talking to you about their problems and that would be ideal clients, then you know that you're not really specific enough. You need to narrow it down a little bit more. Okay? And when I started understanding that the best thing that I could do is actually go back in my own content and just seeing what have people reacted to. Because there must be something, at least one post, right? It gives you enough information that you can actually start from that space. So if someone actually reacted to a mindset piece, right, but everything else that you talked about, business or whatever, they just don't care, then you have enough information to know that it's the mindset piece that are really attracting people. So if you teach mindset and a lot of other things, maybe you want to narrow down and start speaking about mindset very specifically, and then you can start getting people more connected to it. So another way that you can do it is like, you don't want to think about what their problems are. You want to ask them, and then you listen, right? So they'll tell you in social media, they'll tell you when you're having sales conversations with them, if you're interviewing them and doing market research or anything like that, they'll give you a lot of information in those instances. So just listen, and then give them exactly what they're asking for. So if they're telling you what their problems are, just listen and then start solving their problems with content, right? Start writing down like what are different tips or ideas or things like that that you can actually give them to support them in solving that problem. So you're working, you know, when you're doing this, you're working with concrete information, right? And it's very, very, very important to keep that in mind, because if you're just guessing, it's not going to support anybody. Then it will keep you going around in circles and writing content that will not really create engagement, and it will not give value to anybody. And those are the two main things that are necessary for someone to take action. So if nobody's really engaging and it's only your friends or things like that, those are little things that you can watch out for and just see, okay, it's only my friends, it's only my family, they're just connecting with it, but I'm not really getting my ideal clients connecting with my content, and you know very well that there's something that you're just not hitting, right? So try out a few more things and just see, okay, what are they connecting with, or what have they connected with in the past, and then give them more of that particular thing. Because otherwise you'll be wasting your time writing content that nobody will use, and it will become even more frustrating. So take a look at your content and then use that information to determine your next steps, okay? Most women entrepreneurs don't understand or use this element. They definitely don't take the time to actually go back and review what they have posted. They rather just keep reinventing the wheel when there's so much information already available right there, even within your Facebook post, just to see, okay, well, this worked, why not just give them more of that, right? It's already there. Use that, it's so important. Okay, so if you wanted to take one tip out of this, then what you want to do is just go back in what you have created for the past 2 months, 1 to 2 months or so, and then see what has sparked interest, and then start writing those things there. Start from there. That's the place where you want to start. So right now that we are coming into the first pause here, I want to just quickly invite one of my clients on just to share with you a little bit of her experience. So let me put her on. We're going to start with Michelle. Let's see, hold on. I have you muted, my dear. Where is the... Oh, you're on. Are you speaking? I can't hear you. Oh, why is it muted? Did I mute you? I did. Well, I don't know how to unmute you. Ah, there. Wait. No? I don't know how to unmute. Are you muted by yourself, or how do I mute? I don't know, Michelle. There's a microphone that's maybe red. Can you click on it? No? I don't know why it's not working. They're both muted, Rebecca. Let me see. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear you. And I don't know how to unmute it. It doesn't give me the option. It just says muted, and it doesn't say anything else. Hold on a second. Control room. Oh, okay. Got it. I think. Why is it? No. No. It doesn't let me unmute the microphone button. Yeah, I know. It doesn't let me either. Ah, technology. Don't we just love it? Okay, hold on a second. I don't know why it's like even in the control room, it's just not letting me click on it. Can you sign back out and then sign back in, Michelle? Please. Okay, thank you.
And it's the same thing with you. Oh, Rebecca, are you there? Yeah, I don't, yeah, it doesn't show that it's muted, but it's muted.
Okay, Michelle?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Rebecca, I think you're going to need to do the same thing.
Okay. Can you
Okay.
see?
Yeah, I can see you too.
Okay, I can see you and hear you.
Okay, awesome. So why don't you share, after all the technical difficulties for the last 5 minutes, why don't you share with these lovely ladies what your experience has been since the last year when we started working together?
Okay, well, basically when I started working with you, I had a whole lot of stuff and I didn't know what to do with it. Other than it was just floating around in my head. I had all these ideas and that kept me in a state of overwhelm and not action.
Yeah.
So working with you one piece at a time, you've helped me create what's the word, just like organization and strategy. You know, I didn't have so much strategy. I felt because I was feeling very overwhelmed by all of these pieces, I just didn't know what to do with them. So we kind of tackled one area at a time. Like one thing that I've progressed a lot in is newsletters and communicating with my community. I've also done a lot of social media stuff. So I went from very erratic social media posts, everything was posted in a state of frenzy and not consistent. So I actually hired somebody to do a lot of my social media stuff. I still post things, but working with somebody for that specific reason has helped me tremendously, because one thing that you and I went over is, where is my uniqueness? What pieces can only I work on, either working with clients directly in the classroom for yoga classes or on the back end behind the scenes. And you know, I've helped bring myself some more time so that I can actually work on projects and not be burdened with tasks, because I was finding that every single week was the same, and I just wasn't getting anywhere, and it was driving me crazy. So
you know, this is, let me just cut you off for a second there. This is so important, especially if you're choosing to start leveraging your time and start going to the next level. Successful women that have the businesses that you want, they're not doing everything themselves, and that's one piece that it's really, really difficult for women to actually understand. And actually in TFS, in the Time Freedom Sequence program, I tell women specifically which are the things that they need to do and which are the things that their VA or other people, like you just hired your, you know, marketing calendar person, the person that's working with your marketing calendar and your social media and stuff like that, what other people can do. And that is so essential, really understanding what is your uniqueness, what are those things that you need to do and the things that other people need to do. That's really amazing.
Yeah, because I think it is valuable to to have your hand in everything at once, because you need to know what's going on, and you need to experience it. Like, you don't want to pass something off right away. Like, oftentimes people want somebody to take over their social media or take over their newsletters right away, but if their voice in their business is not established, how can you then tell this person that you're hiring, oh, here's my voice, now convey it. So you have to have your voice first.
That's really awesome that you mentioned that, and that's another thing, like, there's things that, especially with copy, there at the very beginning in business, you need to do that. You need to do that until you're so sure, and the launches actually help you with that.
Yeah.
Because you're able to actually connect more with the results and the ideal clients and all that stuff, and you can actually start understanding it a lot more.
Yeah.
So you are able to then be so strong in it that then when you pass it on to someone else, you automatically know what if something is not working, and you'll know exactly what's wrong with it.
Yeah, so you've created the groundwork for someone then to step in and assist you. And I found, when you're your own business, like, yes, you need help and support and guidance, and working with you, just being able to bring my ideas and the things that I'm not clear about, and having somebody to bounce them off of and to help clarify things. Like, I feel like I've had so many pieces of clarity just from working with you, to reveal the junk.
Yeah.
And get rid of the junk. So going back to the newsletters and stuff, like, so when we first started working together, or about a year ago, whenever this was, you had suggested to me, let's try to do one newsletter a month, and that absolutely terrified me, and that felt so not doable. And I was like, well, what am I going to put in it? How is this going to work? Like, all the 10,000 things of what ifs, and that put me in the direction of not having it happen. And basically, the principles that I found so helpful is, no matter what it is that I'm trying to accomplish, it's the mindset of, yes, I already know how to focus on the what ifs.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot. So bringing that energy and focus into a mindset and a place of, okay, that's great, been there, done that, now let's do it this way. Let's actually try it out. And going into that place of action, rather than the place of fear and not doing something. And
So tell me what this has done for your business. So having that consistency, having that the marketing calendar in place, and just being able to understand how to write, and like all those pieces that you've gotten. How has that? What are the results that you're seeing from having that in place?
I'm able to more directly and specifically and consistently and routinely communicate to my clients, and then also to hear their feedback. So I've actually created this open communication, whereas before I may have had these ideas, but I wasn't sure how to implement them. So then the communication couldn't happen.
And then what does that do?
So as you were speaking of before, I have a clear definition of who my ideal clients are, and now I know how to better serve them, whether it's on social media or even just in communication in class. I had somebody actually just yesterday that she's only taken 2 classes of mine in the mom and baby, and she took 1 class in the prenatal. She came like the day before she was due to the prenatal yoga class, and I crossed paths with her on the street, and she says, I'm so impressed with all of the marketing and the social media stuff that you do. And I told her that, I do it along with the person that I've hired, but if you had asked me would I be doing this a year ago, I would be like, no, just no.
Yeah.
So it also gives me the confidence to see, like, okay, if I took this one area that I was very intimidated by and very afraid of and just had absolutely no confidence that I could do, and now I'm doing it, that gives me the freedom and leverage and confidence to say, okay, now these other ideas that I had in my head that maybe felt like pipe dreams, oh, now I can actually approach them, and they feel not so scary. They feel like, oh, I can approach them now, not ugh. So
Yeah.
this is
Totally.
incredibly important. So it's really great for me, you know, for my confidence, for my capabilities, for, you know, just being able to give more. And it's all cyclical too. You know, the more I give, the more someone receives, and then they give back. Like, it's just great. So
Yeah.
it's
How are you feeling?
It's empowering.
How do you feel in your business now as compared to like a year ago?
I feel like I have more room to do the things that I want to do, and like creating projects, following through with projects, versus being caught in a Groundhog Day tasks and just being bound by all the tasks and it's not clutter because it's stuff that needs to get done, but now I've brought myself room to move forward, and there's still a lot more space that I want to find. Like, I want to delegate even more. It's really, really, really important, as you said, to go back and reflect. Like you said, you know, what content are people connecting with? Like, to go back and reevaluate so you can see what's working and not see what is working and what's not working. It's the same thing of, you have to have time and space to feel what's working in general and what's not. You know, like, does the project feel good? Do I get excited by it? You know, just all these things. And sometimes I have a project that I'm excited about, but then I start maybe going over the logistics of it, and I've been learning how to really acknowledge what is my response, what is my reaction, what is my feeling associated with how I'm approaching something.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could approach something in many different ways, and it doesn't mean one's right and one's wrong unless you're forcing it, and unless you're going about something in a way that doesn't feel good. Like, I might want to send out a newsletter once a week. But if that feels still overwhelming for me, and I'm trying to force it for the sake of checking it off my list, that's just not, there's no point to that.
Yeah.
So, I think you've helped me have a realistic timeline and a clean perspective on things that doesn't feel so frightening.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
It's a process. So I feel like I still have a lot of ways to go, a lot more ways to go, but I have also made huge strides that I'm proud of this. You know, I'm proud of the progress I've made in my process. And you've helped me, so amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you for sharing. I know that everybody will find this really supportive if they're finding themselves in that place. I know that this may be one of those things that decides them to get into action, to actually choose to create a marketing calendar, to choose to put together a launch that supports their business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's necessary. I mean, otherwise you're not going to, it's going to be in Groundhog Day. I love that movie, but I don't want to live it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Hi.
Bye.
All right, so let's keep going here. So
now we're going into the second piece of information here
that I do today, which is learn the types of posts that are essential to your launch sequence. So this is all about what works and what helps people take action. You need to, I mean, you can go do the same thing that I told you in the last step, which is what's working, what is actually engaging people, what is getting people into action. Did you post something that inspired someone to sign up for your mailing list? If that's the case, then think about that. If that's working, write it down. Keep a list of those things. It's very important. So the different types of posts that I have found to be really successful are regular content, so just content that is more like, you know, inspiration, little tips and things like that, that have absolutely no like, you're not giving them a call to action. It's more just for engagement and for visibility. So that really, really works to get people interested. They'll find your consistency really, really important. So when they're actually connecting with your stuff and they're constantly replying to your things and liking your things and all that stuff, that makes them pay attention. That makes them pay attention to the other things that you're posting. So if you're posting your regular content, then you also have marketing content, right? Which is the second type, which is more specific posts designed to get them to do something, right, with a call to action. So sign up for this event, sign up to get my free gift, sign up for my newsletter, etc., right? You're getting them to do something, and that, like, if they're paying attention to your regular content, then they will start paying attention to your other stuff too, because they want to see what you're up to, especially if you help them. If there's something that actually inspired them, something that supported them in some way, they will then choose to start paying attention to you and to start going to you for being the authority in your field, right? One other type of post that I have found really helpful is video posts. I am finding that, especially with Facebook videos, people are actually getting, well, first of all, Facebook has made it so that it reaches a lot more people if you have a Facebook page, not from your profile, that's not business, that's your personal page, right? But for your Facebook page, you have, you know, people are now reaching your content. Like, if you want to get people to see your content, you have to pay for it. So video posts are actually reaching a lot more people. They've made it easier because they want more people to be sharing videos. So here's an opportunity for you to actually get more people to see your content. Within the videos, you can also add a call to action. Hey, check out this free gift that I have. Download this quiz, download this strategy that I put together, download this report, something like that. And then you're going to be able to reach more people that way. Okay, plus people can get to connect with you on videos in a way that you cannot connect via posts, okay? So important, because they can really feel you. Like, for example, you're watching this right now, you're connecting with me, you're hearing what I have to say, you're seeing how I interact with you, and that gives you a very clear opinion of, you know, who I am, and how I am presenting this is affecting your opinion of me, you know, which is just the way that works. So when you're actually showing up on video in a really, really strong, confident way, your ideal clients will actually be able to react to that. So that's definitely a strategy that I recommend highly. Okay, and having regular video posts in your marketing calendar will really, really support you. So the one post that I have found to be the most effective of everything is the posts that, a marketing post that doesn't sound and doesn't look like a marketing post. It's more you sharing about your experience, or you sharing about a client, and you're just telling a story, or you're sharing your insights about something that happened to you or whatever.
a lot of the people that sign up for this particular call were inspired by a post where I share about my marketing calendar and how I just finished putting together my marketing calendar for the next 3 months. I scheduled the damn thing, right? I put it all together. I scheduled it. Now I don't have to worry about it for the next 3 months. How freaking awesome. And a lot of you were like, hey, do a call on that. Hey, teach me how to do that. And that's what I'm doing right now. So you can actually see how these types of posts, where they're not really marketing, because what you're doing is just sharing about your experience, sharing stories and things like that, will connect people and inspire people way more than a regular marketing post. So I didn't even include a call to action in that, even though you can, but I didn't even do it in that post. All I did was do that, and then a lot of people were asking me for it, and then later I actually told them, hey, here's the event link and you can sign up, right? But you're leaving it up to them, and that gives them, that makes people almost more desire it, because it's their choice, right? And that's something that I'm seeing more and more becoming the norm, because people are choosing to, the marketing is moving more and more towards connection. It's all about engaging with the people one-on-one, actually understanding that on the other side of the screen, there's a person there, right? So actually connecting in that way and talking to people and sharing marketing content as if you were talking to a friend is the thing that I'm seeing that's working the best right now. So one thing that I when I talk about this and I share this with my clients, it's like, one of the first things that come through their mind is like, am I manipulating people if I'm doing this? Is this even authentic? Like, am I just, am I being a fraud or something like that by doing it this way? And this is not the case, really. All you're doing is just sharing your story, sharing from your heart. And that's the thing, that's the key here. Do it. Yeah, you're sharing it. You're in business to be in business, right? To sell your products, your services, and to actually help people become better in one area of their lives, right? So if you share and you actually inspire, because this is your passion. I mean, most of the women that I work with, they have a really, really strong passion for what they want to do with their lives. And, I share about Andrea and about Michelle, and she just came on and you could see her spark, right? She is really, really passionate about her business. And they're here and they're doing this because they want to. Like, this is their passion, this is their purpose, right? So how can you be manipulating someone when you're just sharing about your passion and your purpose? I feel like this is a little bit of mindset piece that is also standing in the way of people making it easier for themselves and actually understanding that having the lifestyle business that they want is easy, in fact. So just inspire people with your story, share, connect, and allow yourself to make it easy, and if something is working for you, don't think twice, if it's actually in integrity for you, if it feels an integrity for you. If it doesn't feel an integrity for you, the first thing is like, is this a mindset piece? Because with this particular thing that we're talking about, I don't think that's a problem. But if it is not an integrity problem, then you know very well that you can proceed in strength, right? Like, be confident about it and go for it. I'm sure that it will work out perfectly. So you can understand what topics that you can come up with if you understand how to do this and understand the type of post. Then you can actually see how certain topics will fit certain types of posts, right? And how you write them. So video, if it's sharing your free gifts, or if it's just a daily post or anything like that. There's things that I share on daily posts that I will not share on a video. It's just like, hey, here's a little tip on, productivity, or here's a little tip that will save you your time, or hey, I'm finding that journaling in the morning is really supporting my lifestyle, right? Or whatever it is, that's not something that I'm going to talk about in a video. Could I? Yes, but that's not the type of topic. And once you actually start understanding the type of posts, and you will see, okay, so this day, I'm going to share a video. And then you already, as you start writing down inspiration, and I'm going to talk about that in the next step, but as you start writing down different types of topics and things like that, then you will be able to select, okay, which are the videos, which are the regular content, which are the marketing content. I hope that makes sense, but understand that the topic will actually give you what type of post it will fall into, and then you can then take it from there and then write the actual post. Okay, more and more people are using, like I said, non-marketing materials, so you can actually use that more and more in your marketing. I am using it more and more. I am almost for getting people to take action right now. That is the thing that I'm relying the most heavily on, because I'm finding that more and more and more people are just connecting with it in a more and more authentic way. It's more authentic sharing. So when you can spark emotions for them, you will inspire them, and that will definitely work. Okay, and I think that's it for this one. So I want to just share real quick how this will be supporting you. So how can you use this? So think about the type of posts that you want to have in your business. So are you going to use daily posts, right? Do you want to just share with them one particular thing every day, a little tip, a little inspiration, a little spark, a little lifestyle post or something like that, depending on your brand and your business? What are you sharing? Do you want to share something daily, right? Are you sharing your events? So those are event invites. Are you sharing for them to have a discovery session with you? Those are specific type of posts. Are you sharing video posts? Okay. Are you sharing more connection content stories and things like that? Okay. Think about what has worked for you and understand that from that space, then you will know, okay, well, for discovery invitations, there's specific things, like when people are thinking about a discovery session, they're thinking about a particular thing, right? And if this is an inspiration idea that I had, and I can actually go really quickly into one of mine that I chose. So I was talking about in one of these posts, one of my most popular discovery session posts that I had, I was telling people how I picked up my bags and I go travel in Thailand, and all of this was possible. And I went to Singapore and Thailand for a month, and I was able to have the most amazing time and blah, blah, blah. And that is the reason that I was able to do this, is because I have a lifestyle business with a structure that supports it. Like, that supports me being able to travel that way and me being able to have an amazing lifestyle that I really, really love. So if you want the same type of lifestyle, and this is something that is really, that you really desire, that you're working towards right now and you're finding it difficult, let's have a session together. Let's see if this is the right thing for you. If you were, putting together a launch is what's going to support you to get to that place. So that is something that I felt was perfect for a discovery session, because when people are thinking about, hey, do I want additional support or something like that, then they're going to be thinking about very, very particular things. They're going to be thinking more about their desires, okay? What is my next level? And having a lifestyle business that supports you being able to travel for a month in Thailand and Singapore, or wherever it is that you want to go, is one of those things that, well, yeah, if I want to get there and I don't feel like I'm close to that yet, then I do need support in order to be able to do that. So yes, I need a discovery session, okay? So I hope that makes sense for you. Now let's see if I have, okay, I think that Rebecca fell off. that is, okay, well, we'll see when she comes back on, then we'll be able to have her on. Now let's go into the next one. I know we're a little bit over time, but I think that this is well worth it. So how to write all of your marketing calendar, all of your marketing with ease and flow. No more stressing about your next post. Okay, so what does this mean? This means I think about my business all of the time. I'm always thinking about my clients. I'm constantly taking notes, and I'm actually getting inspiration in a lot of places, especially when I'm on the subway in New York City for some weird reason. So when I start thinking about my ideal clients and what I want, what I know that they need, what I know that they desire, I start writing down ideas. And sometimes these ideas, and a lot of these ideas turn into my marketing. And it just naturally comes to me. It's inspiration about one particular thing or I thought that I had. I don't let those go to waste. I actually write them down, and then I keep them in a note in my phone. And then I go back at the end of the month or the end of the week or something like that, and then I start actually putting it into my marketing calendar. I already, most of the time, I have my marketing calendar set for 3 months or 4 months in advance. So it's already set, so I just add something to the end of it, right? And it's really, really, really awesome because it makes my life so much easier. At the very beginning, when I started putting all of this together, I would just be like, okay, well, I'm writing down, a lot of, posts every day, and it's taking me a lot of time. And how can I make this easier for myself? Okay. What I wanted to do was actually start scheduling it in a way that was actually more effective. So I started writing down, and then at the end of the week, then I would post it, and then it eventually turned into a month. And then after that, it eventually turned into 2 months and 3 months. Actually, I think it went from 1 month to 3 months because I already had gathered so much information. The thing that you have to think about is that if your ideal client is that specific and your problem is that specific that you solve, then there's only so many topics that you're going to be writing about in your marketing that's relevant to those two things, right? The ideal client and the topic is the niche. I mean, the problem that they have is that's a niche. That's what the niche consists of. So there's only so many things that you're going to write about. You can write it in different ways, but there's only so many things that you are going to teach in your business, right? Or that you're talking about in your business. So you can actually start, putting posts together that have everything to do with those particular problems or that particular problem that you solve. And every problem has sub-problems that, and little things like that. So you can actually start writing that stuff down. And that's not going to really change, right? Unless you change your business and you change what the problem it is that you're solving. It's always going to be that or some version of that. So the marketing doesn't need to change. You can change the words. You can change how you're saying something. You can actually transform one popular post that you knew, like you saw that a lot of people were connecting with this post. You can make 10 different posts out of that one post because you know that people are going to connect with that content, right? So you don't have to recreate, and always be thinking about new things. What you need to do instead is switch from thinking about a lot of different things to thinking about a different way of saying the same thing, which is completely different. And then you won't be so stressed out because all you have to think is about, okay, how can I word this differently? Or is there a different emotional, thing that I can talk about from a different angle or something like that? And that really, really helps when you're creating the content. So for example, I can give you an example of what this looks like for my business. So if someone wants to launch their business, they probably will have different reasons for wanting to launch their business. So I could have, so if I'm thinking about my ideal client, she's woman online business owner that has been in business less than 3 years, and she, you know, she's struggling because she doesn't know how to create consistency in her business, and she's working too hard and she wants to create more time, right? Those are the main things that my ideal client deals with. So there's even within that, there's a lot of different people that can come to mind, and a lot of different problems for that person. This could be a person that they are still working in a full-time job and they want to start working in their business full-time. So I could create a post for that person. One. So they may want to reach the consistent income of 10K, right? So they want to launch, they want to reach the consistent income of 10K. That's two. That's two different, completely different, two same person, two angles, right? Their desire and their pain point is completely different. One may be, I need to get the hell out of corporate, right? The other one is going to be, hey, I want to start making 10K so that I can start traveling more. Completely different, right? I have had a lot of people recently tell me, hey, what I really want is to have an international audience, to actually have international clients. So the main reason for wanting to launch for that person may be, hey, I want to have an international practice. And that's what they want. Or they may want it because they don't want to try and figure out how to put together everything that they've learned about marketing into a system that works. All they want is a step-by-step. Hey, give me the step-by-step and then I'll just make it work. That's 4 different things for the same ideal client, but from 4 different points of view. It's a completely different angle, each of those. So you can start thinking about specific results and like, what are the different angles, and then you can write content based on those, and that makes it really a lot easier. Okay, now the thing that I want to say about writing content that I feel is the most important is let it come to you. Okay, the most frustrating thing I feel, especially for someone that's not a copywriter and that writing is not a passion for them, is you sitting down. Can you do it? Can you actually sit down and create a bunch of content? Yes. But I feel that the best posts and the ones that have engaged the most people in my business have been the ones that have actually come from source. They have actually come from the universe. They just came at the right time. And when I was just like thinking about my business, right? I told you, I'm just in the subway in New York City and I'm thinking about my business. I'm thinking about how am I serving? How can I serve my ideal client? How can I help them? And I'm thinking about their problems, and then this comes to me and boom, I write it down, and this will create a lot more connection than anything else. Once you have the inspiration, once you have that content just come to you, then all you have to do is just filter it. Just take a quick pass through your ideal client and the problem that they have. Is it addressing those 2 things? If it is, then the only thing that you need to do is test. Post it and see if it's creating engagement. Now, we're going to really talk about testing because the marketing calendar does not work without testing and research. This is the thing that is actually going to be supporting you in understanding how to make it all work. So next week, I believe that we're doing it at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to go over my main strategies for testing and research that will help you put the marketing calendar to take it to the next level. So this is making it really easy. The testing and research piece is actually going to help you connect a lot more with what's working, what's not working, and make it, you know, it will really like put it on steroids, really, and it will actually get you a lot more results than you're able to do by just thinking about your marketing. Okay, so that said, so let me just review this one because I know that we talked about a lot of things. So the thing that you need to do is just write, like, just allow the inspiration to come to you. If you're keeping your business in your mind, if you're keeping your ideal client in your mind, you're always going to be thinking of ways to continue to improve your service, to continue to share content with them. Like, how can I inspire them? How can I get them to connect with how much this will actually support them? I'm always thinking about how the launch actually completely allows someone to live the lifestyle that they want, to create time freedom, to actually live in a way that is just unheard of for most women on the planet. Like they just don't, this is just like, it's just so amazing how much you can get out of this. So let it come to you, and then you separate the ideas by the end of the week or the end of the month, however you want to plan it out in your schedule, and then make it into posts. And you will know from the last step which type of post, if it's going to be a video post, if it's going to be a marketing post, if it's going to be a discovery post, if it's going to be just a daily inspiration post or something like that. And then you can then schedule them, which is the next piece that we're going to be covering. So if you want examples of what this looks like in action, all you need to do is just go into my Facebook page, and you can actually see all the content that I have on there. You can also go into my personal page. I share the same content in both, even though I'm still trying to move everything into the business page, because the business page is where you can actually build a brand out of the business page, but you can't really do it with your personal page. So I keep moving things over, but until then, you can go to either. Okay? And okay, so let's go into the last, but first let me take a sip. So how do you schedule up to 3 months of marketing at a time so that you can start enjoying freedom in your business? Okay. The first thing is a mindset piece, okay? Like I said at the very beginning when I was talking about the marketing calendar, it can be easy. It can be simple. You just have to believe that it can be, okay? You don't need to create, one of the ways that you make it easy and simple for yourself is that you don't have to create original content all of the time, okay? What you want to do is just repeat more of the things that work, okay? So I have about, I think right now it's about 80 plus posts that I use, and I use them in a sequence. So because of what I was telling you before, there's only so many things that I teach about. So I use all those things and I just reuse them over and over. If they're still relevant at the end of 3 months, typically 3 to 4 months, I review them again and I see, okay, is this still relevant? Is this still relevant? Is this still relevant? And then if it's relevant, then I continue using it. If it's not relevant anymore, then I delete it, and then, you know, I just move up the sequence, right? Or the post sequence that I have. And I reuse these things over and over. I think I'm on the 3rd time that I'm reusing the same post, and people don't really notice that, because what they're really connecting with is the fact that you're actually being consistent, and you're continuing to be a source of motivation and inspiration for them. And that's what they care most about. They're not really thinking about, hey, this person posted this like 3 months ago. First of all, most people, they won't even know that you posted that before. And even if they do, they won't even care. Like, if they're engaging with it, if they're getting some value of it, if they needed to hear that today, then that's what they're going to be interested in. That's what they're going to care about. So think about that, because this is one of the things that stops people. Like, oh my God, I need to be completely original 100% of the time, and I need to just keep posting and keep creating. Why? Especially for daily posts, one of the things that you can do is just, you know, create your list of topics that you address, create content for that, allow it to come to you, and then just keep reusing it. Reward it if you need to. For the ones that have been really, really effective, definitely create at least 10 versions of it, and then just schedule it, and keep going with that. That works a lot better than anything else, especially to create a lot more time for yourself. And then like that, you can definitely be scheduling 3 months of posts at a time very, very easily. Okay, it's very, 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 very simple. Okay, I already, I've done this, and I've been doing it for, now I think right now it's like all of my marketing and daily posts for the next 3 and 4 months. I just did it a few weeks back, and it's like paradise, because now I don't have to think about it. All I have to do is just keep the scheduling system, my social media scheduling system, that's called Sendable. I don't use Hootsuite because Hootsuite doesn't allow you. Hootsuite says Hootsuite. Bad. When I was using Hootsuite, I felt that people were more looking at the Hootsuite than they were looking at the posts, and they weren't engaging as much. It depends on the context that you're using Hootsuite. If you're using Hootsuite for your groups or something like that, that could be all right. But if you're using it for your regular marketing that you're posting to different groups and things like that, that doesn't work very well. So I like Sendable, because Sendable, it actually, all it says is Sendable, and then it says Sasu Hope. And if people click on that Sasu Hope, it actually takes them to my website. So it's even another way that I'm actually using people, like my marketing, to redirect people into my website, right? To sign up, to view my content, to get more value from me, and then to sign up and to be part of my community. Okay, so I definitely highly, highly recommend Sendable. I think that they've had a few glitches lately where they're currently not posting to Facebook groups, but they go back and forth with that and it's not their fault. It's that Facebook, they keep making changes all the time, so it's really hard. But if all you're doing is just posting to your Facebook page or your profile, then it's all groovy, because they still allow you to do that. Okay, and let me see. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at my outline just to see. So there's different things when it comes to creating posts for 3 to 4 months at a time. The daily posts, the ones that you just use every day, which is just a little tip or an inspiration or something like that, based on the topics that you cover to address the problem and the ideal client, then those things are they're evergreen. Like, you can reuse them as many times as you want, especially if you're still serving the same problem, the same ideal client, the niche. Doesn't matter. You can still reuse them. In terms of the marketing posts, what I like doing is just, you can, depending on like what it is that you're sharing, if you're sharing a live event or something like that, all you're gonna just need to do is just revamp it, make sure that all the current information is updated. And sometimes you can just change some things. If something doesn't feel right and doesn't sound right anymore for you, and you feel like something will be more powerful, then you can do that. If something has tested, don't change it, okay? Like, if something had a lot of people like and a lot of people engage with it, then just don't change it. Leave it as it is. Believe me, just let it be. And then what you can do with that is just create more of that type of post. Okay, that's the idea here. That's how you create this marketing calendar. So if you start doing this, you can start struggling. You can stop struggling. It's going to free up so much of your time that you would just be like, oh my God, this is paradise. I feel that way. I can then start using my time in the ways that, Michelle was just talking about, that I can actually start using my time in the things that actually require my attention, right? And that's the most important thing, because then you can actually be more creative and you can be more engaged and more passionate. I feel like when you're in the never-ending to-do list part of your business, where, I feel like a lot of us that that don't have these structures and systems together, a lot of my ideal clients that come for the Time Freedom Sequence program, they're in this space where they don't have the systems and the structures in place, like all of them that need to be there. They don't have them in place, and therefore they're still in the, okay, I'm just doing everything and I'm just like trying to keep up with it rather than actually being strategic about it. And that's what makes the most difference with that. So stop wasting your time, stop struggling. It's really, really not necessary. You can actually completely transform your life if you allow yourself to start creating marketing this way and to actually schedule your marketing this way, because it just transforms everything and it just frees up your life. It just frees up your life. And it also gives you a lot more time to be able to connect with more people. This is a thing that people don't understand, that one of the most important elements in business is connections, like being able to have relationships with other people, being able to engage with your community, find partners that will support you or sponsor you or whatever, right? Having those personal relationships, which actually leads to business and leads to opportunities more than just making a sale, right? It leads to a lot of different opportunities. And it's really difficult to get to that space when you're constantly just following the next step, right? Like just stuck in the next step, the next step, the next step, the next step. And you don't have enough time to breathe and to be able to actually think about how your business is doing and to actually be more strategic with it. Okay, so it's essential in this piece. All right, so most women, I feel like the problem that most women have with putting together the 3 to 4 month marketing calendar, right? Just writing it out. Believe me, even 1 month, putting it together for 1 month at a time, which I was doing for a while. I think I started scheduling my marketing for 1 month at a time within 1 year of my business. So I've been doing this for a long time. And then I started scheduling even more time. More recently, I think it was like 6 or 9 months ago when I started scheduling for 3 months at a time. Then the biggest problem is that I feel that women just don't give themselves permission to make it easy. That's why I said that this is the biggest thing. It's like the mindset piece. They feel that they're cheating, right? If they're scheduling a lot of posts and that, you know, it's not being authentic or whatever the story may be, honestly, because it doesn't matter. It's just the way that you feel about it that's making the difference there. So like I said, this is the absolute of what the truth is, because now I have a lot more time to actually engage with the people that are engaging with my content. Before, because I was so worried about posting, which is so important, the consistency is important, but because of the fact that I was more using up all that time that now I have to create the content and then post the content, now I have time so that I can actually connect with the people that are connecting with my content, right? They're engaging, they're sharing, they're commenting, or they're liking it, and I can actually reply and be more in the conversation and understand them more and seeing what their struggles are and start understanding some of the language. And all of that has to do with it. I mean, I'm spending a lot more time researching what's working, and that's also the thing that we're going to be doing next week. So because I want to show you exactly what you need to do in order to start researching and testing so that you can get much better results out of your marketing calendar. Without the testing and research piece, then it's really, really difficult for you to make this work. Like I said, throughout this, you know, it's going back, it's understanding what's working, it's all of that stuff. So I want to give you a very simple strategy to actually put that in place. So today you received the entire marketing calendar, how I put it together, how I schedule it for 3 months at a time. And you can actually see how this will really support you. If you want to see how this will work in your business, how you can actually start using this in a way that works for your particular business with your particular needs, and if you're interested in finding out how a launch will actually improve the amount of clients that you have, how the reach that you have in your business, how much more engagement you can actually create in your communities, depending on your business, there's a lot of different things at play. So that's why I want to invite you into a conversation. If you want to have a discovery session where we actually will go into your particular strategy for a launch, what you need to do, what are the things that are missing from the launch if you already launched. So there's typically two types of people. The people that haven't launched at all, right? They have no idea what it involves. They know they've taken some courses on marketing and this and that, but they're just completely like overwhelmed with the idea of putting together a launch because they have seen them and they've seen, hey, I know that there's like the post on Facebook, and I know there's like, an event and this and that, but they don't know how all of that flows and what the timing is for those things, how to use the marketing calendar within that sequence, and how to create it's almost like a journey for the client from, hey, this sounds like interesting to me, right? You may have been interested by the topic of the marketing calendar and how to create it. And then from there, you could just be like, okay, well, that's that. And how do you get from, oh, wow, I like that post that you posted on Facebook, to a yes, I'm ready to work with you. I'm ready to have a launch, to actually bring my business to the next level, to start creating consistency, to start creating more time for myself, to actually have a business structure that's easy to put together and easy to follow. Okay, so if that's the case for you and you really are serious, okay, this is for the people that are really, really serious about creating a system for their online business to follow so that they can actually start getting results within 6 weeks. This is very, very quick. And if you're serious about your next level, whether that's 5,000 consistent or 10,000 consistently, or reaching an international audience, like I said before, or whether you're interested in growing your community, growing your list, or whatever it is, whatever your motivation is for putting together this launch and actually getting more clients and serving more people, then I invite you to have a conversation with me. And this is what I was going to say before. So because if you sign up for a call with me, a discovery call, and you actually take this step, you actually say, yes, I'm ready to find out what a launch would be able to do for my business, then I will give you the prep work for my TFS launch. So these are the things that I have my clients that sign up for Time Freedom Sequence, my launch system, and I have them do these steps in a row. Like I have the entire strategy there, and I have them do this to prepare for a launch. So that whether you end up purchasing TFS and working with me one-on-one to create your launch or not, you will know what you need to do in order to actually prep for your launch. And this will be extremely invaluable because it will give you a lot of information on what are the steps and what are the things that you need to start doing to prepare. So if you end up doing a launch later, you will already have this information, and that's just for having that conversation with me, okay? Because I want to do this for the people that I know are really serious about their business, really serious about creating an impact, really serious about their next level, building the consistent income, living their lifestyle business, and having time freedom, because those are the things that I'm a stand for. So I want to support you in making that happen. The second thing that I wanted to share with you is that if you decide to go ahead and move forward with TFS after we have that conversation, I only, I always have that conversation before we start working together, because I want to make sure that you're very serious. I want to make sure that this is the right thing for you. So if it is the right step for you at this time, I will make sure that you have my time and money mindset program, which is, it covers the mindset of a woman that wants to make a consistent $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Okay, and that is a 12-step, or I like calling them layers, a 12-layer program that is absolutely unbelievable, that covers all of the mindset pieces that are in complete alignment with the support that you need to have. So there's the structural pieces, and then there's the mindset pieces, and they work in unison. So you will have 2 programs for the price of 1. So if you end up having the conversation and you find, and I find, that we're a match and we actually decide to move forward and work together, then you will have the benefit of having that bonus for you, so that you can actually guarantee that you're actually going to be making that $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Okay, so that said, if you want to sign up for a call with me for a discovery session where we can actually discover where the launch is for you, then all you have to do is just click down below. There is a button, and you can see there how to sign up for a discovery session, and then we can explore how a launch will benefit your business and how you can actually make this work to achieve your goal. So whether that is building an international practice, or reaching your $5,000 to $10,000 a month, or growing your list, or whatever the goal is, then we can see how the launch will be able to support you. And then we can take it from there. So that's it for that. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your support. I want to see just really quickly, because I did mention before, if someone had questions that I would address them. So let me just really jump quickly into the event page just to see if there's anything that has been posted. I don't see anything as of right now, so I will let it, yeah, I will end the call here. So thank you for being here. I hope that this supports you in creating a marketing calendar that gives you so much time and so much freedom that you can actually start living your lifestyle business. So all my love to you. Bye-bye.